Jarren Duran, man, this guy is in deep trouble. During a broadcast, the center fielder for the Boston Red Sox came under fire for language that he used. It was picked up on the mics near home plate. And it was on the NESN broadcast. So here's what happened. A fan would yell, and I quote, "Tennis racket. Tennis racket. You need a tennis racket." Duran, again in the batter's box, would hear it and then say, "Shut up, you effing F word." The latter being the anti-gay slur that starts with F. Like clockwork, the team went all out in their efforts to quell the situation. And it was released by the Red Sox. They claim these are Duran's words. He wrote, "During tonight's game, I used a truly horrific word when responding to a fan. I feel awful knowing many people I offended and disappointed. I apologize to the entire Red Sox organization, but more importantly to the LGBTQ community. Our young fans are supposed to be able to look up to me as a role model, but tonight I fell far short of that responsibility. I will use this opportunity to educate myself and my teammates and to grow as a person." And go on. "I feel awful knowing how many people I offended, blah, blah, blah." Then Chris Cotillo of Mass Live, a Red Sox beat writer, would tweet out the team statement. The Red Sox addressed this incident with Jarren immediately following today's game. "We echo his apology to our fans, especially the LGBTQ community. We strive to be an organization that welcomes all fans to Fenway, and we will continue to educate our employees, players, coaches, and staff on the importance of inclusivity." Yet the executive director of Mass Equality would speak with WCVB and say this: "We often hear when we're growing up that words don't hurt, and they hurt very much. I had hoped that we had come to a place generationally where that slur was not used as a casual swear and that people understood the gravity of it. Still, Duran did use it. An all-star this year. He will likely face punishment. Major League Baseball does have a history of doing so with their players. White Sox legend Ozzie Guillen managed the ball club to a World Series ring. However, he beefed with a media member named Jay Mariotti. A lot of people did, by the way. Doesn't excuse this, of course. He would call him the F slur as well, but received a fine, not a suspension at the time. Fast forward to 2012, Yunel Escobar, then a member of the Toronto Blue Jays, wrote a message in eye black that translated to "You are the F slur." He would claim it was a joke, but the league offices saw no amusement. Escobar would be suspended for 3 games. In California, 2017, then A's outfielder Matt Joyce was handed a 2-game suspension without pay when he launched an anti-gay slur at a fan. He would go on to say, "In regard to last night's incident, I sincerely apologize to the fans, the Oakland A's, Major League Baseball, and more importantly, the LGBTQ community for my comments and actions. A fan yelled vulgar and obscene words about me and my family, and I let my frustrations and emotions get the better of me. I am beyond sorry for the inappropriate language that I used and understand and agree that those words should never come out of someone's mouth, no matter the situation. Anyone who knows me will tell you that it is not reflective of me as a person, how I treat others, how I live my life, and that those hurtful words are not my views. I fully support and hope to help the LGBTQ community with their efforts in being treated fairly. I intend to let my actions speak louder than anything more that can be said about this truly regrettable moment." Kevin Pillar, Gold Glove outfielder, made his name with the Blue Jays, but is currently with the Anaheim Angels. He also played for the Sox. In 2017, though, Pillar would step into it as well, as he directed the anti-gay slur at Atlanta Braves pitcher Jason Mott. Pillar would tell reporters, quote, "I regret saying it. I'm going to use myself as an example of how there are words out there you can't use. It's not a word I use ever. It's something that just came out." Major League Baseball would suspend him for 2 games. Liz Rocher, though, of Yahoo Sports would weigh in, and I agree with this. "Sorry, but written apologies are no longer acceptable from professional athletes who loudly use homophobic slurs. Jarren Duran should have to apologize while the media is recording him because that statement felt like a template the Red Sox just filled in. That was exactly how I felt as well." It was exactly how I felt. And I await for him to address the media And if I had to be predicting what would happen, he would simply repeat many of the same lines that he is coached to say. A valid point was brought up by Twitter user R3, who wrote, "Absolutely hilarious to me that the Red Sox are running a full court press apology tour of Jarren Duran using a homophobic slur, but did jack blank every time black players told us how horrible Fenway Park is for them to experience." Fair. Lastly from Jake, Jarren Duran could have called that guy stupid MFer, and I would have giggled like a fairy. But instead, he decided to use one of the most hateful words I can think of. I'm so disappointed. They're not alone. A lot of people are disappointed in Jarren Duran because what I think as we're going through history, we thought this word was, aside from Call of Duty lobbies, nearly extinct in public life. We don't hear it that much anymore. We had this moment where years back, Joakim Noah of the Chicago Bulls said it. Kobe Bryant said it of Billy Kennedy, an NBA ref who was not out yet. And I think it was on ESPN, they showed him saying it on the bench. And there was a moment, I felt like, many years ago, where if these guys are finally getting punished for using a word that should never be uttered, maybe we're turning the page on this. Maybe. And what disappoints me is that was some years ago, and Duran is not only a star, a budding star, but he's 27. So it shows the generational divide is simply a myth. It's not a divide at all. As a matter of fact, there is nothing between it. It was passed down. And my question is, and this is the usual question, it rolled off the tongue too easily. They can say this is, not in my vocabulary. This is a word that I don't use often. Yet it felt so easy when he said it. It felt like it was nothing when he decided to use that word in that moment. Lastly, and this just goes to Duran, my question is, how stupid are you that you're saying that while you're at the dish on a national broadcast? When I first saw this headline, I figured somehow a mic picked it up from when he was in the dugout. No. He was at home plate, in between pitches, resetting, got heckled, and then said it. Does he not know and or realize the microphones pick up everything, especially at home plate? I mean, the reason when they're doing replays, we hear such a pristine crack of the bat off a home run is because of those microphones. Does he not realize the reason why we hear a 99-mile-per-hour fastball hit the leather is because of those microphones? Like, in my view, it's pure stupidity that he would say it in that moment, at that location on the diamond. What the punishment will be, we'll keep you posted. If you can and are willing, please become a paid member here at TYT Sports. And or go to tyt.com/join. In addition, you can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Appreciate it. Have a great day.